Relationships are one of the most important aspects of our lives. Yet, they are also one of the most challenging. Love can bring us joy, but it can also test our patience, emotions, and self-control. What if I told you that the ancient philosophy of Stoicism holds the key to becoming a better partner? Stoicism teaches us how to manage our emotions, strengthen our character, and respond to challenges with wisdom instead of impulse. Today I want to share Stoic principles that will help you become a stronger, wiser, and more loving partner. In relationships, one of the greatest sources of frustration comes from trying to control things that are simply beyond our power. We often expect our partners to behave a certain way, think as we do, or react exactly as we would like. But the Stoics teach us that this mindset leads only to disappointment. Epictetus reminds us that some things are up to us and some things are not. Our partner's thoughts, emotions, and choices are theirs alone, just as ours belong to us. Instead of wasting energy trying to change someone else, we should focus on what we can control, our own behavior, mindset, and reactions. When we learn to accept what we cannot change, we stop seeing differences as obstacles and start viewing them as natural parts of any relationship. This shift in perspective brings peace, reduces unnecessary conflict, and allows love to grow in a space free from force or unrealistic expectations. True harmony comes not from control, but from understanding, patience, and self-mastery. Emotions are powerful forces that can either strengthen or damage a relationship, depending on how we manage them. The Stoics believed that while we cannot always control what we feel, we can control how we respond to those feelings. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we have power over our own minds, not external events. In relationships, this means resisting the urge to react impulsively when emotions run high. Anger, jealousy, frustration, these are natural feelings, but if we allow them to control us, they can lead to hurtful words and regretful actions. Instead of reacting in the heat of the moment, Stoicism teaches us to pause, reflect, and choose a response that aligns with wisdom rather than impulse. Before speaking or acting out of emotion, ask yourself, is this reaction helpful? Will it strengthen my relationship or damage it? A moment of self-control can prevent days, or even years, of unnecessary conflict. True strength in a relationship doesn't come from dominating a partner or proving a point. It comes from mastering yourself, handling difficult emotions with grace, and responding with patience instead of pride. Gratitude is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to strengthen a relationship. The Stoics understood that happiness is not about getting more, but about appreciating what we already have. In relationships, it is easy to focus on what is missing, what annoys us, or what we wish our partner would do differently. Over time, this mindset can make us take our partner for granted, seeing only their flaws instead of their efforts. Seneca reminds us that nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart. When we actively practice gratitude, we shift our focus from what we lack to what we cherish. Instead of complaining about small inconveniences, we begin to appreciate the little things, acts of kindness, moments of patience, and shared laughter. A simple thank you, or a moment of reflection on what your partner brings to your life, can transform the way you see them. Gratitude keeps love alive by reminding us why we chose our partner in the first place. When we make appreciation a daily habit, we create a relationship built on warmth, recognition, and genuine care, rather than expectation or resentment. Blame is one of the quickest ways to weaken a relationship. When problems arise, it is natural to look outward, pointing fingers at our partner, rather than looking inward. However, the Stoics teach us that true strength comes from taking responsibility for our own actions, thoughts, and emotions. Instead of asking, why are they making me feel this way? A Stoic asks, how am I choosing to react to this situation? Blaming our partner may feel justified in the moment, but it ultimately shifts power away from us. If everything is always their fault, then we are powerless to change anything. But when we take responsibility for our role, our words, our reactions, our expectations, we regain control over ourselves and our relationship. Seneca reminds us that no one can harm us as much as our own misguided thoughts and judgments. By shifting from blame to self-reflection, we create space for growth, accountability, and better communication. Owning our mistakes and seeking solutions, instead of pointing fingers, builds trust and deepens respect. A strong relationship isn't about being perfect. It's about being honest, self-aware, and willing to improve. In a world filled with distractions, truly listening to our partner has become a rare skill. Too often, we hear their words but don't fully absorb their meaning because we are busy thinking about what to say next, checking our phones, or mentally drifting elsewhere. Stoicism teaches us that presence is one of the greatest gifts we can offer, not just in our relationships, but in all aspects of life. When we are fully present, we are not just waiting for our turn to speak, we are actively engaged, seeking to understand rather than to be understood. Epictetus reminds us that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason: to listen more than we speak. Being present means putting away distractions, maintaining eye contact, and giving our full attention to our partner's words, tone, and emotions. It means listening not just for what is being said, but for what is left unspoken. When we listen with patience and empathy, we make our partner feel valued, respected, and truly heard. This strengthens trust and deepens the bond between two people. Moreover, being present in a relationship means appreciating the moment, rather than always dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. The Stoics remind us that the only time we truly have is now. Instead of rushing through conversations or multitasking while engaging with our partner, we should slow down and embrace the simple act of connection. True listening is not just about hearing words, it is about understanding, validating, and responding with intention. When we cultivate this level of presence, we create a relationship where both partners feel seen, heard, and deeply connected. Love, when viewed through the lens of Stoicism, is not about possession, control, or dependency. It is about appreciation, respect, and freedom. Many people believe that to love someone deeply, they must hold on to them tightly, fearing loss or change. But the Stoics remind us that everything in life, including love, is temporary and beyond our complete control. True love is not about attachment, it is about embracing the present moment and valuing our partner for who they are, not for what they provide or how they make us feel. Epictetus teaches us that we should love as though we could lose everything at any moment. This does not mean we should love less, but that we should love with wisdom, without clinging, jealousy, or expectation. When we attach ourselves too strongly to someone, we risk making them responsible for our happiness, which creates pressure and fear rather than genuine connection. Instead of seeing love as something to possess, we should see it as something to experience, a beautiful but unpredictable part of life that we must nurture, not control. Loving without attachment also means accepting that people change, relationships evolve, and nothing is guaranteed. Rather than fearing these changes, we should approach them with grace and understanding. The best relationships are not built on dependency, but on mutual respect, growth, and the willingness to appreciate each other without trying to force permanence. When we let go of the need to control love, we allow it to flow freely, making it stronger, healthier, and more fulfilling. Words can be powerful, but without action, they lose their meaning. In relationships, it is easy to say, "I love you, I'll change," or "I'll be there for you," but true commitment is proven through consistent behavior. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of actions over empty promises, teaching us that virtue is not in what we say, but in what we do. Seneca reminds us that words should be counted, not merely spoken, meaning that they should carry weight, sincerity, and be backed by meaningful effort. A relationship built on words alone is fragile. Promises without follow-through create disappointment, erode trust, and leave our partner feeling unheard or unimportant. If we say we value our partner, do we show it through patience, kindness, and effort. If we apologize, do we change our behavior to ensure we don't repeat the same mistakes? If we say we support them, do we actually show up when they need us? Love is not a performance, it is a practice, one that requires daily effort and intentionality. The Stoics believed in aligning words with actions, living by principles rather than fleeting emotions. If we want to be a better partner, we must express love, not only through verbal affirmations, but through consistency, reliability, and small everyday gestures that reinforce our commitment. A kind touch, an unexpected act of service, or simply being present in difficult moments can mean more than 1,000 spoken promises. When our actions reflect our words, we build a relationship rooted in trust, respect, and authenticity. Every relationship, no matter how strong, will face challenges. Disagreements, misunderstandings, and difficult moments are inevitable. However, the way we perceive these struggles determines whether they weaken or strengthen our bond. Stoicism teaches us that obstacles are not merely roadblocks, they are opportunities for growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action, what stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the very challenges we face in our relationships are what allow us to deepen our understanding, strengthen our connection, and become better partners. Rather than seeing conflict as something to avoid or fear, we should embrace it as a chance to learn. When we approach challenges with curiosity instead of defensiveness, we can uncover the deeper issues that need attention. A disagreement about something small, like chores or time management, often reflects bigger themes of communication, respect, or personal expectations. By working through these difficulties with patience and self-awareness, we become more emotionally intelligent and resilient. Stoicism encourages us to remain calm, rational, and open-minded during tough times. Instead of blaming our partner or reacting impulsively, we can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can this make our relationship stronger? Adversity tests our commitment, but it also gives us the chance to build trust, practice patience, and improve our ability to navigate life together. Just as a blade is sharpened through friction, relationships are refined through challenges. If we embrace difficulties with the right mindset, we not only become better partners, we create a love that is more mature, resilient, and enduring. Ego is one of the greatest threats to any relationship. It blinds us to our own faults, makes us overly defensive, and turns love into a competition rather than a partnership. The Stoics recognized that unchecked pride leads to unnecessary conflict, resentment, and emotional distance. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you should rid yourself of the unnecessary baggage of pride. In relationships, this means learning to put love above the need to be right, to win arguments, or to protect our own image. When ego takes control, we resist admitting when we are wrong. We deflect blame, make excuses, or turn small disagreements into battles of superiority. Instead of listening with an open heart, we listen only to respond, to prove a point, or to defend our pride. Over time, this builds walls rather than bridges. A Stoic approach to love requires humility, the ability to acknowledge mistakes, apologize sincerely, and prioritize understanding over ego-driven victories. Letting go of ego does not mean allowing ourselves to be mistreated or suppressing our needs. Rather, it means recognizing that a relationship is not about dominance, but about partnership. It requires self-awareness, the courage to admit when we are wrong, and the wisdom to put the relationship above temporary pride. Seneca teaches us that the greatest remedy for anger is delay. Before reacting emotionally, we should ask ourselves, is my pride serving this relationship, or is it harming it? True love thrives when both partners are willing to be vulnerable, to communicate without defensiveness, and to grow together without letting their egos get in the way. By practicing humility, patience, and self-control, we create a relationship based on mutual respect and deep emotional connection, rather than one weakened by unnecessary battles of pride. Love, at its deepest and most meaningful level, is not just a feeling, it is a practice. The initial spark of attraction may come naturally, but maintaining a strong and lasting relationship requires effort, discipline, and intention. Stoicism teaches us that anything of value in life, whether wisdom, virtue, or mastery, must be cultivated through consistent practice. The same is true for love. Just as a Stoic strengthens their mind through daily reflection and self-discipline, a strong relationship is built on daily acts of patience, understanding, and commitment. Many people fall into the trap of believing that love should always be easy, that if it requires too much effort, something must be wrong. But the Stoics understood that everything worth having demands work. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not expect bad men to do no wrong, it is against nature." Similarly, we should not expect love to be free of hardship, misunderstandings, or personal struggles. Every relationship will face moments of doubt, frustration, and conflict. The key is not to avoid these challenges, but to face them with wisdom and resilience. Effort in love does not mean forcing something that isn't working, but rather, showing up every day with the intention to nurture and improve the relationship. This means listening even when we are tired, practicing patience when we feel frustrated, and choosing kindness when it would be easier to react with irritation. It means continually growing as individuals, so that we can bring our best selves to the partnership. Love is not just something that happens to us, it is something we actively build. Just as a tree needs water, sunlight, and care to thrive, love needs attention, respect, and daily effort. When we understand this, we stop seeking perfection and instead embrace the process of growing together. By choosing to love with intention rather than expectation, we create a relationship that is not only enduring, but also deeply fulfilling. Love, like anything meaningful in life, is a journey, one that challenges us, shapes us, and ultimately helps us become better versions of ourselves. The Stoics teach us that we cannot control everything in a relationship, but we can control how we show up every day. We can choose patience over anger, gratitude over entitlement, and action over empty words. We can embrace challenges as lessons, let go of ego, and love without fear or possession. The strength of a relationship is not built on perfection, but on the effort, wisdom, and self-mastery we bring to it. So as you leave here today, ask yourself, how can I love better? How can I be the kind of partner that brings out the best in both of us? True love is not just about finding the right person, it's about being the right person. And when we commit to that, we create something truly unshakable.